Hi friends, welcome back to the next tutorial. Today I decided to teach you guys how to do some skin coloring. So for this round, we're just gonna do like a tan type of skin color. I will do a very pale skin tutorial and a darker skin tutorial in the future. So first things first we're gonna do is we're gonna make a base color for our skin, right? We're gonna pick whatever color we want, more of a tanny color for this tutorial. So here I've already gone in and just colored in like his face and his hand because that's the same skin tone. Now we're gonna go in with the shade that's, that is slightly like pinker. Do you see the difference between that shade color? Kind of more orange, a little reddish. And we're gonna just go in and shade some of the face. Now I do want to point out, you need to decide where you want your lighting to come from, right? So I decided it's going to come from back here. This is where the lighting's going to come. So it's going to hit certain parts of his face and hand. So it's going to hit right here, like by the symbol. It's going to hit the top of the hand, the side of the hand, and it's going to hit like this cheek area right here. Okay, and this neck area. So it's very important to find where your light source is going to be. Once you have that, it's super easy because you know, okay, I'm going to pick a different color just so that you can see what I'm talking about. You know that since the hair is covering here, this is where shadow is going to fall, right? So you're going to put your shadow there, color in like any of these details, crevices is going to be darker. We know that this side of his face is going to be darker because the light is on the opposite side. So we're going to color all of this essentially. And then of course behind the nose, under the neck right here. And then of course this side of his hand is going to be darker because it's against the light. Little details I would think about is usually right here on this part of the cheek, since the cheek is up a little higher on the face, I like to erase a little bit and have some highlight show there. Okay, so I'm gonna go in and color in a couple more spots. If you don't like the way something's blending, go ahead and use a blend tool to make it work. And then, yes, you can see I'm just gonna shade in right here a little bit more, as well as up here by the hair. Okay. So that's super easy. That's the easiest part really for shading the face. It's just picking a color that you like to be your first layer of like shadows. So now we're going to go in with a darker layer. This layer, I usually like to use reds or purples for this part of the shadow. It's really just, we're still just doing generic shading, okay? Once we really want to get those dark colors for contrast, that's a different layer. So we're going to just go down and we're going to go a little redder. That's not dark enough. So we're going to keep going a little down. That's not saturated enough. I like my saturation. This is good. Maybe. We'll see. We can always play with the hue and fix it. So now we're going to go in with the darker spots, like where the darkest parts of the neck is going to be. So it's going to be this side of the neck. Just so you know, the brush that I'm using is called a Jester Sketch. You can use the soft brush for this, or you could use even like a hard airbrush. I like to use more of a sketching brush that's easier to blend because I like that style. If you want a harder line style, you can totally do that. So right now I'm going to go in, color in this side of the cheek. It's too dark compared to the rest of the face, so I'm going to just kind of go back underneath the cheekbone, the jaw. There we go. It looks minimal, but I promise it's going to make sense once we're done. As you can see, I did not color in the skin good enough, so I'm going to go ahead and fill in these little gaps that are right here. Okay, I think this is everything I really have to show you for this part. So I'm just going to fill in all of this, and then I will come back. So like right under this eye right here. Not feeling 100% about this color. So I'm gonna go ahead and play with the hues real quick. See if I want it more yellow or more pink. And I think I want it more pink. I'm definitely more of a red person. So I'm gonna go ahead and like probably just alter the color here with the hues. So I went down to 49 and I'm already so much happier with the color. It just looks more like alive than the other one. So now we're gonna go in with the darkest shadow, okay? This is gonna be to separate like our neck from our face, the eyelids, the nose, all of that. So we're gonna go in with a color that might seem a little drastic, but we're gonna come in with like a red, like a purple, like a very, very bright purple. We're gonna go in with like this color, okay? Hear me out, it's gonna be fine, I promise. So we're gonna go in to like right here underneath the neck. We really wanna divide this neck from the rest of his face. We can even go in a little bit like right around here. Like that. Okay. We're gonna bring it up a little bit right here. Okay. So we're gonna go in for like the darkest parts right now. So right here in the ear is gonna be extremely dark because it's it's an ear. It's hidden completely from the light, certain parts. So we're gonna do this ear. Where else is a very dark part? Like right here underneath the eyebrow. This part right here is gonna be completely hidden from the light. So we're gonna make this super dark. We're gonna go like right around here. Maybe his eye bags are pretty dark. Same on this side, dark eye bags, separating it from the hair. Obviously the crease underneath the eyebrow. So spots like this that are the darkest we're gonna target right now, okay? Obviously we have this dark part of the nose. Since the nose sticks out from the face, we gotta get that part. Perfect. And then this side of the nose, if you wanted to like bite the lip, all of those spots are obviously the darkest spots of his face. Right here is really against the light, so we're gonna go ahead here. All right, I think I'm content. We can even do like by here, like by this part of his face, like all of that. Okay, hands right here underneath where the tongue is. This is completely away from the light, so we're gonna put that extremely dark. Okay, so this is meant to add depth to the skin, because like the reason why wrinkles look so bad sometimes is because that's taking away, it's not letting the light reach some parts of the skin. Okay, so we're gonna go in, we're gonna do like right here, there's no light coming in right here. All these little crevices, this part right here where the hand is it's just completely in the dark, this part right here. Okay, we're gonna blend it out. Crevices, wrinkles. I don't know what these words are supposed to be. I'm not a doctor. Okay. I don't even know if a doctor would know what these are called. Just like the super dark parts. Okay, right here, right between the two fingers, we want to divide these fingers. There we go. So, oh, I didn't like that. So we're gonna do this, actually. We're just gonna erase. Okay. So there we go. We got our darkest parts of the face and it's all colored in. Now, this is totally up to you. You could leave it like that. Actually, I'm actually going to play it and like put a little more color on this side. I like that. I just got to get it right. Ooh, I kind of like that. Hold on. Oh, I need to get it perfect. There we go. Yeah. So now we're gonna just go ahead and lighten this up. Not a ton, but like we don't want it purple because his skin's not purple. We're just gonna lighten it like up to here maybe. So like around there. Perfect. Now your face at this moment is basically done. If you want to go in and play around with this base color and make sure it's the right color, we can raise the saturation, which I kind of liked how that looked. 51 compared to 52. We'll do 51. And then if you wanted to make it yellower or pinker, I'm going to make it actually like one more on the yellow. Yeah? No, I'm going to leave it. Okay, so now it's the fun part. If you wanted to right now, you can go ahead and act highlights, or you can add this in later with your lights, like your rendering. I'm going to go ahead and show you how I would do the lighting for this. So I'm going to take his skin tone. And there's two ways you can do this. You can get a lighter skin tone and like color it in, but that doesn't really give me the glow that I want to see. So I'm going to go ahead and just add a different layer and make it to add. This might be too much of a glow, but we'll fix it later. We're going to go in where the highlights are going to be. So there's going to be some highlight here. There's going to be some highlight here on his cheekbone. I'm going to lower this opacity because it's way too bright, even for me. We're going to put it right here on his little cheekbone, on his nose, of course. This brush is not the brush for this. On his nose, his bridge. It's okay if it's a little bright because you're going to see what we're going to do. We're going to go ahead and make this super low because there we go. All right, on his lip a little bit. We're going to obviously get his fingers because his fingers are hitting the light up here. All right. And then his little ear. There's some light that's going to hit his ear. Oh, and obviously the neck. Okay. There we go. So now, obviously that's very, very bright. We're going to go ahead and get Gaussian blur. We're going to blur it out just a tad. We want to make sure it looks smooth. And then we're going to go ahead and lower this opacity as well. It looks very yellow to me, so I'm going to go ahead and like alter the color a little bit. And I'm already happy with that. I'm actually going to Gaussian blur it a little more because it's too much. But that takes it away. Okay, that's kind of good enough for me. It's really just playing around with it. And now, obviously, my favorite part, which I completely forgot to do, which we're going to put... Actually, we can just put it, I think, a layer above. Sometimes I forget. The blush layer. So you're going to pick any color, really. I'm just going to go with this peachy color because I like peach tones more. I'm going to probably play around with the hues anyways. You're going to put this everywhere you want blush. I like putting his blush like all around his cheeks, making it smaller towards the nose. So like all around the cheeks. I'm going to use a bigger brush. All around the cheeks, smaller towards the nose. Really like it like that. And then put some on his ear, his fingertips. Some right here by his palm. Okay. And now we're going to definitely do his nose. But his nose, I like to make a little smaller the brush size. So it's like coming in from the cheeks and then getting redder towards the nose and then going back out towards the cheeks. And then, of course, we cannot forget the lips. Please don't forget the lips. That's very important. Don't forget the lips. I know sometimes you don't want too bold, but I promise you, if you're... Just don't forget the lips. Whatever you do, just don't forget the lips. I've done it plenty of times, and I hate the way it looks without it. A little bit on the neck. Okay, we're going to Gaussian blur just a little bit. Want to make it look more natural. And then you change it to multiply. Okay, you change the layer to multiply. So you're going to have to play around now with how heavy you want the multiply layer to be. I'm actually going to put it underneath the add layer. There we go. So right now, that is not the color I like, right, for his skin tone. So we're going to change it. I'm going to try that, maybe a little darker, maybe a little redder. Like, you're going to have to play around with it, honestly. Every skin tone is different when you work on it, so you got to play around. This I'm liking a little bit. It's still not perfect for me, so maybe we're going to go more, like, desaturated, but darker. Ooh, that's close, but it's not it. Oh, is that it? Hold on. It's really just playing with it, seeing how you feel about it. It's kind of getting there. There we go. I think that's it. All right. So then there you go. You got your skin tones. If it's so now's the time where I would go in also and like check and make sure I like the way this looks. I don't like how red the fingertips are, so I'm going to go ahead and go in and erase some of that blush. I don't like that there's no what's it called? There's no dark shadows by the thumb. So I'm going to go ahead and put in some dark shadows around the thumb. So there you go. Next time we're going to learn how to draw eyes and stuff. But that's how you draw your skin. And then if you wanted to, you can merge all the layers, or you could do that another time. But yeah, that's it. I hope you enjoyed, and thanks for watching. And I hope you learned something. Bye!